Steve, I really like the way the Japanese garden is already beginning to shape up, and it's only been a couple of 3 weeks that we've seen some changes in it. You've got the bridges in. Tell us a little bit what else you've got here, but particularly about the 3 bridges we've got.
Well, all Japanese gardens, of course, like water, and we're going to have this applied water with the gravel. Larry Jones has built this bridge.
And he's one of our Oklahoma Gardening Ambassador volunteers.
Right. And brought that out here for us to use in the garden. Then over here we've got the plank bridge put together, and we've just recently finished working on this rock bridge.
Yeah, I really like this rock bridge, particularly all the stones that are around it. And I see you've already got some variegated monkey grass there, but this one.
Yeah, we couldn't wait to get a plant in.
Well, that kind of shows what some of the color contrast is going to be between the stones and the rock and the plant materials. I think it really looks already showy.
Yeah, it was really a lot of work to get these rocks in place here where they wouldn't move around, where they would be sturdy enough for all the foot traffic across them.
Now, I've heard you mention something about the 5 rocks or a certain number of rocks in this particular area.
Yeah, we have 5 rocks of meaningful form in the garden, and in some of the books that we've been looking at, and with some instruction from Larry Jones again, we're kind of learning about how to go about arranging these rock. And first off, we got the body rock here, supposed to symbolize like a person. Right here, this flat rock, which hasn't been set in place yet, is the heart rock. Over here we have the branching rock. It's just a rock with a prominent projection. Here in front we have the reclining rock, and this is a rock that has kind of a curve to it. And then of course back here we will position this rock next to the body rock, and it's kind of a rock with a pointed top, and then it kind of gets broader at the base. It's the rock of symbolic form.
I see. Well, I think it's going to look good, and then of course there'll be some plant materials that will they spill over the rock, accent the rock, or how will the plants be worked in with these?
We're going to find a few plants that are typical of Japanese gardens, and we're going to have some ground cover, some mondo grass, again the monkey grass, a few ferns, some ajuga, and then we're going to use a lot of the green moneywort to kind of take the place of the moss that a lot of Japanese gardens have. That'll kind of be a low-growing green cover over a lot of these areas.
Yeah, so as you mentioned last time, this is not a necessarily an authentic, true Japanese garden, but it's going to have pretty well all the symbolism and features of the Japanese garden for sure.
Yeah, we're going to do our best.
Well, I think it's going to look great, and we're anxious to see it continue to develop. So thanks, Steve.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.